Hi there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ken Admiral, and I'm serious about happiness. I believe it's important for each individual to seek his or her own happiness, and in the end, everybody is seeking their happiness. Everybody makes choices which they deem good for themselves, yet these choices aren't always as good for the people around them. And oftentimes, when people are seeking their own happiness, damage is caused. And we see examples of this in wars, drug abuse, animal abuse, just to name a few. And I believe the only way that we can be truly happy is when our individual happiness doesn't damage the collective happiness, or well-being, I should say. I believe that any amount of damage caused has global repercussions. And luckily, nowadays as humans, we more than ever have the possibility to expand our view. We are gaining an expanded awareness, and I believe this awareness is what will aid us in our progression of making better choices for ourselves and for the people around us. But how do we achieve this expanded awareness? And where does this expanded awareness come from in the first place? Well, let's go back to the primordial sea, to the time where we were still one-celled organisms. In that time, the term choice was inconceivable, and so we were left completely at the disposal of uncontrollable events. Slowly after that, life started learning and growing. Flash forward to the time of the dinosaurs, and life had big wings, strong teeth, and long necks, all making us better suited for survival. We never chose to grow long necks, but it happened naturally. Yet, even dinosaurs were blasted from the face of the earth when a giant asteroid came in and destroyed them. In this way, life has continued through 7 major extinctions to now have finally hit what we presume to be the cognitive revolution. Basically, the moment we got brains. And going back to the one-celled organism, he never consciously chose to split. Now we can consciously choose to have babies. Our scope of conscious choices available has never been as big as that it is now. And I believe that because of this, we are now at the threshold of a completely new kind of evolution. Namely, progress where we take evolution into our own hands and start evolving ourselves. Evolution by choice, I call this. And as we have seen, this is definitely possible. Over the years, we've become more and more knowledgeable in understanding what is good for the human organism and what is not. Getting enough sleep, eating healthily, getting enough exercise. These are all things which constitute to a healthy progression of the human body and mind over a lifespan. Provided we also take care of the planet and those around us, evolution would go at its natural pace, and the idea I'm about to propose would fall on deaf ears. Sadly, this is not always the case, and through pure soul benefit, we're damaging the collective benefit. Knowledge has made us extremely powerful, and we're failing to control many of the assets we now have. An example of this is how technology, which should make life easier, is now often destroying the earth. And we see this in palm tree farming, oil mining, nuclear bombs. The earth is getting warmer and warmer. And while we're making gigantic leaps in technology, we're not making sufficient advancements in our psychology to be able to properly control these assets. With a lot of this senselessness going on, I believe it's imperative that those who do want to make a correct impact on themselves and those around them, that they up the ante. I propose a step in the direction of making your life better and happier, and in doing so, automatically making the lives of those around you better and happier as well. And this idea shouldn't even sound too crazy, because we see it happening everywhere in nature, through what biologists call mutualistic symbiosis. And there are again many examples of this happening with flowers and bees. A flower brings honey to the bee, and the bee brings pollen to the flower. We see this with trees and humans as well, where we as humans give carbon dioxide and trees give us oxygen and we exchange that. Basically, living together in a mutually beneficial manner. It's time that we start taking a balanced direction and start living more in harmony with life for the benefit of all living creatures. And I don't suggest munching off of the parasites eating crops. Luckily, there are other techniques to make this happen. And by starting by yourself, you won't even have to worry about being of service directly. Take direction, evolve your being, and you will notice your quality of life rise while others around you are influenced in the most positive of ways. This is what this YouTube channel is about. Welcome to Serious About Happiness.